Hey friends, and welcome to today's class. For today, we're going to be focusing on some more balance and single leg stance. So if you would like to have a set of blocks nearby to help guide and support that journey, you're more than welcome. Other than that, no props are required, just you and your space to practice. So whenever you have what you need, once you're settled, let's go ahead and meet in Tadasana at the top of the mat. And when coming into your space, feel free to shift the weight side to side, forward and back. Maybe spread and lift the toes, lift the arches, kind of rock through the ankles. Whatever you need to kind of get the shimmies and shakes out and settle into your space. And let the arms drape alongside the body. Feel free to wiggle through the hips. Kind of lift and lower the shoulders. Again, whatever you need to arrive and settle onto your mat, into your space. Arriving into a sense of stillness. And arriving into your body, into your breath. Feel free to lower the gaze or close the eyes. But still finding a sense of lift, length, height through the entirety of the body. All the way from the ground up, through the top of the head. Just feeling that nice long line of energy. As you start to settle into your breath, starting to scan the body. And just feeling that connection into the earth, and not just the soles of the feet, but how does that energy kind of reverberate up through the entirety of the body, through the lower body, through the belly, through the center of your spine. The chest, feeling a nice lift through the chest, the heart. And allowing that energy to just kind of wrap around you and create that length all the way through. Start to blink the eyes open, big inhale as you sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hands come through heart center. Find a forward fold, drawing the body, the chest, the heart down toward the floor. Feeling that lengthening through the back line of the legs as the head starts to hang heavy. If you grab blocks, feel free to rest the hands on your blocks as you start to create length through the legs, finding a heaviness down toward the earth. And then inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, feeling the back line engage. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, root to rise, soft bend in the knees, press through the soles of the feet, and really feel that energy as you pull the body upright. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do that 2 more rounds. Inhale, sweep the arms up, maybe look up, reach up. Exhale, soften and fold. Nice and slow, you come down to the earth, hands can come to blocks. Feel the fullness of that fold, the connection of the fold. And then inhale, find your halfway lift, pull the chest and heart forward. Create length through the spine, engagement along the back body. Exhale, find your fold. Hips lift up towards the sky as the crown of the head reaches down toward the earth. Soften the knees, press through the soles of the feet, round the body up, round the spine up to stand. Finish that inhale with the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands come to the heart center. 1 more round, inhale, sweep the arms up. Big draw of air in, and then exhale, expel it all out as you find your fold. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Find your way to standing, round and ripple your energy. And then exhale, bring it all into heart center. And then finding a little bit of freedom, Go ahead and find a few rounds of circle chair. So a little less structure from the inhales, the exhales, and fold. So feel free to explore some length through the side bodies, through the hips. Just working through your breath, creating a little bit more dynamic movement through the spine, through the lower body, exploring all the edges of your feet. And just a little less structure in this space. So feel free to shift your weight onto your heels, your toes, kind of rock back and forth, exploring space through the ankles, through the hips, through the spine. Or if you want to keep the structure, you're more than welcome to take a few more rounds. On your next breath or so, just find your way up to standing. Shimmy things out a little bit more. And then bring the focus to the feet once more with a little bit more intention. Again, balance has a lot to do with starting through that connection of the earth and your lower body. It initiates that contact between you and the space around you. So go ahead and settle the entirety of the foot onto the floor, and then grounding the big toe down, go ahead and lift the little toes up and lower. Big toe stays grounded, lift and lower through the little toes. 3 more rounds, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Now ground down through those little toes, lift the big toe up and down, up and down. 3 more rounds, up and down, up and down. Lift up and down. And now lift all 10 toes up from the earth, feeling a nice lift through the inner arch. And then just go ahead and press all 10 toes down into the earth. Feel that connection, grounding down through the big toe, lifting through the inner arch. Feel that connection, that strength between your body and the floor below you. And then on your next inhale, you're going to shift your weight onto that left foot. Feel the strength through the bottom of the foot as you reach the right knee up and in towards the chest. Nice and strong throughout the entirety of that left leg as that right leg comes up and in toward you. And then on the exhale, your right foot's going to meet the left. Sink the hips down, sit into a chair pose. And just focus on the lower body. You can have the arms up and overhead if you prefer. Otherwise, they can stay at heart center. So you can focus on the feet, the knees, the ankles, the hips. And then go ahead and start to press to stand. Shift your weight into the right leg. Left knee comes up and in towards the chest. Feel the strength through the sole of the right foot. As the right big toe grounds down, the inner arch lifts up, and you pull that strength all the way up the leg, into the spine, through the crown of the head. Exhale, place the left foot back down to the earth. Sit your hips back and into chair pose. Maybe sit a little bit deeper into those hips, feeling a little bit more comfortable into the lower body, feeling nice and supported and engaged in this space. 1 more round, press through the left foot. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and in towards the chest. Feel nice and strong and tall through that left leg. Exhale, lower down. Again, the hands can stay at heart center, or you can kind of use the momentum of your arms to kind of shift from point A to point B. Inhale, shift your weight into the right leg. Left knee lifts up and in towards your chest. If you're using your arms, maybe the arms come up and overhead. Feel long and tall here. And then exhale. If you're using your arms, or if you haven't, let's reach those up and overhead now as we bring the left foot down towards the earth to meet the right. You sit your hips back and down into chair pose. We're going to take a longer hold here, so maybe commit a little bit more to the knees, the ankles, and then sit a little bit deeper into the hips. Long and engaged through the spine, reaching through the fingertips. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press to stand, hands come to heart center. Find a breath, deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. 1 more round, deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. On your next inhale, go ahead and shift your weight into that right leg. Left knee comes in towards the chest. And inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. We're going to start to use the arms as a nice little counterbalance. And you can have those blocks with you to help support that journey if you need a little bit more support as we flow. And then on the exhale, go ahead and bring the hands out in front of you as you press the left heel out and away, straightening through that left knee. Inhale, bring it all back in towards your chest. And then exhale, reach the left toes back behind you as we come into crouching warrior. Arms reach out in front of you. So you have the fingertips reaching forward, the left toes reaching back, strong and stable in that right leg. And then keep reaching those left toes back, back, back. On the inhale, we lift up, crescent lunge. Take a breath here. Inhale, find length, lift through the low belly. Exhale, settle into the lower body. And then on the exhale, blocks or no blocks, hands or no hands, start to straighten through that right leg. Maybe lift the toes, sweep the arms down alongside your body, finding extended pyramid pose. Blocks are always welcome to support your journey, to keep you lifted. Ground down through the front toes, bend through the knee. Inhale, back up through crescent lunge. Exhale, shift your weight forward into that right leg. Lift up, warrior three. Maybe the arms come alongside your body this time. Keeping those hips squared down towards the mat. Challenge the strength of that right hip. And then inhale, bring that left knee up and in towards the chest. Pause. Exhale, left leg lowers, Tadasana. On to the next side. Find your breath before we transition. And then inhale, that right leg lifts up and in towards the chest, arms up and overhead. And then on the exhale, we push away, straightening through that right leg. Heel reaches out in front of you. Stay long and tall within the spine. Inhale, pull that knee back in. And then exhale, reach it back behind you. Sink into your warrior three, your crouching warrior, if you want to keep a bend in that left knee. Arms reaching out in front of you. Really reach to opposite poles. Make your body nice and long over that nice and stable leg. And then reach those toes back, settle it down. Crescent lunge, we inhale and lift. Find a nice tall space here and then exhale, settle into it. Let your hips sink low towards the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. Start to press through the front heel as you lift those toes, straightening that front leg. The arms sweep down towards the earth alongside your torso. Feel free to stay nice and strong and lifted here. Or you can have your hands down to the earth. You can have your hands on blocks. Find your breath. Shift your way back into that front foot. Bend into the front knee. Inhale up. Crescent lunge and pause. Hands come through heart center. Shift your weight onto that front leg. Arms start to draw alongside the body, reaching the fingertips toward the toes. Toes reaching toward the back of the mat. Hips are square, chest is lifted. Inhale, pull it all in. Right knee in towards your chest. Hands to heart center. Exhale, right foot lowers to meet the left. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, bend the knees, sit the hips low, arms reach up and overhead, find your chair pose. Find some symmetry, some strength and activation within the lower body. Feel nice and strong and supported. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Second round, go ahead, inhale, arms reach up and overhead, left knee comes in towards the chest. And then exhale, press it away. Straighten that left leg, push your hands out in front of you. Push that energy away from you and then inhale, pull it back in toward you. Exhale, warrior three, crouching warrior. Soft bend in that right knee for a little bit more support. Reaching those fingertips forward, reaching those left toes back, long and strong here in this space. Stable over that right leg. And then inhale, reach those left toes back. Crescent lunge. Inhale, find a little bit of length. A little lift to the low belly. And then exhale, settle into your space. Draw that left heel back.
Let the hips sink low between your thighs. On the exhale, straighten through that front right leg. Lift the right toes. Hands or no hands. Appreciate the instability that you might have in these transitions. Here for 3, 2, 1. Rebend into that right leg. Inhale. Find your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Shift your weight forward, crouching warrior. Pause here, hands come through heart center, where they can reach back behind you. Draw the shoulder blades down the back body as the fingertips reach toward the left heel. Inhale, pull it all in. Left knee comes up and in towards your chest. Exhale, left foot comes down to the earth. Find a breath in. Set that breath free. Second round, second side. Inhale. All right, let right knee in towards the chest. Hands can be at heart center or up and overhead. And then on the exhale, you're pushing that heel away. You're straightening through that right leg. You're staying tall within the spine. Inhale, pull it all in. Exhale, reach that right leg back behind you. Find your crouching warrior as the arms reach up and overhead. Reaching forward as the toes reach back in space. On the inhale, reach those right toes back. Feel a nice long and low crescent lunge here. Inhale, find length. Lift through the belly, strong through the core. Exhale, settle into your space as the right heel draws down toward the earth. Staying committed to that front left knee. And then on the exhale, dig through that left heel. As the left toes lift, the knee straightens, the arms come alongside the body. Hands or no hands, blocks or no blocks. Depending on the sensation you're looking for here in this space. Bend back into the front knee, coming back into that crescent lunge. Exhale, send the weight over that left foot as the right leg lifts back behind you. Hands to heart center, arms alongside the body. Strong and supported here. Inhale, pull it all in, press through that left leg nice and strong as the right knee comes in up and in towards the chest. And then exhale, right foot down to the earth. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, stretch long and tall. Exhale, find your fold. Linger here for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift, lifted through the spine. And then on the exhale, bend through the knees, sit the hips low, arms up and overhead, chair pose. Finding your breath, finding your strength here. Here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press to stand, hands to heart center. Adding on just a bit, finding a little bit more balance challenges along the way. So on the inhale, left knee comes up and in towards the chest. Pull that energy up and into heart center. Exhale, press the energy away. Drive that heel away from you as you tighten that left thigh, straightening the left knee. Inhale, pull it back in. Exhale, reach the left leg back in space as the arms reach forward. Nice long and strong energy here. Inhale, reach the left toes back, arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, settle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Hands or no hands. Maybe have a little bit more confidence as we flow. Hands can come down to the earth to feel a little bit more sensation within the lower body. Plant the right foot. Bend into the back knee. Come into a lifted or lower skandasana. Opening through the inner lining of that right leg, coming deeper into the left side. And then using the strength, the energy from that left leg, shift the weight forward into that right foot. Reach that right hand out in front of you, maybe to a block, maybe to the earth. Or shifting forward into half moon pose. Lifting up through that left leg, still keeping that long line of energy through the spine, that reach through the left toes. First time here, so you can have your gaze down to the floor. You can have your support on the earth. Again, whatever sensation you're looking for here. And then for 3, 2, 1, slowly start to drop the left hip down. You can find a soft bend in that right knee to help control that lower. Pause here in your crouching warrior. And then inhale, pull it all up and in. Left knee comes in towards the chest and pause. And then exhale. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Just stretch it out for a moment. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, shift the weight onto the left leg. The right knee comes up and in towards the chest. Exhale, press that energy away. Really drive through that right heel. Keep that leg lifted as best you can. Inhale, pull it all in. And then exhale, reach those right toes back behind you. Left arms out in front of you as you stand over that strong left leg. Really reach through those right toes. How long can you make your shape as you come up and into crescent lunge? Inhale, find your length. And then exhale, settle into it. Find your breath. Exhale, start to push through that left heel. Lift the left toes. Arms come alongside the body. As the chest and heart reaches forward, arms are energetic alongside the body as you reach from one end to the other. Maybe you fall over that left leg for a little deeper sensation. And then plant the left foot, turn the back heel down as you sink the hips into Skandasana, back of the mat. You can stay lifted, you can sink your hips low. Just here for a breath or so. And then use the strength of that right leg to transition you to the top of the mat. Left foot plants, left fingertips can come down to the earth or a block. Right leg lifts, half moon. Keeping those hips open toward the right side of the room. Strong through that left leg, all the way through or from the sole of the foot. Really open through that chest, feel the right hip stack on top of the left. Energetic through the outer lining of that right leg. Reaching through those right fingertips. Gaze can be down at the floor, can be out in front of you. Again, challenge your space. Nice and slow, you can find a soft bend in that left knee as you start to square the hips down toward the mat. Right hip drops. In crouching warrior, find your balance. Here for 3, 2, 1. Press through that left leg nice and strong. Right knee comes up and in towards the chest. And then exhale. Right foot comes down. Inhale, big sweep of the arms up and overhead. Reach long and tall. Exhale, find your fold. Hands come down to the earth. Long through the back line of the body. Feel a little bit of symmetry. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips low, find your chair pose. Finding a nice bit of energy here, a little bit of buoyancy. So coming deep within the ankles, finding that bend in your knee and then sitting those hips back. How low can you sit into your chair pose? Reaching those arms up and overhead. Feel nice and energetic along the back line of the body here for 3, for 2. On 1, exhale, press to stand, hands to heart center. Find a deep inhale in. Exhale. Inhale. Left knee up and in towards the chest. Exhale, press that energy away. Kick the heel out in front of you. Inhale, pull it back in. Exhale, reach back, warrior 3. We've been here before. Reach the fingertips up nice and long up in front of you. Long reach of the toes back behind you. Can you get a little bit longer in your shape? And then on that inhale, reach those toes back, arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, settle into your space. On your next exhale, send the hips back in space. Really dig through that right heel and dive the chest and heart forward over top that right leg. Really reach through those arms. Find a point of gaze to find nice stability here in this space. Plant through the front foot, drop the back heel, send the hips back. Skandasana. Let it feel good. Shift your weight forward, maybe keep those hips nice and low. Plant the right foot, shift your weight forward into that right leg. Open up, half moon. Stacking the left hip on top of the right. Left arm reaching up toward the sky. Maybe using that reach of the left fingertips to maybe reach the right fingertips up and off the earth. Finding nice and strength within the torso. Finding some trust within the lower body for 3, 2, 1. Then nice and slow, we start to drop the left hip to meet the right, squaring things off. Hands come to heart center or they reach alongside the body. Pausing here to find some nice integration within this space. Inhale, press through that right foot. Everything pulls up and in. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right. Switching sides, inhale. We shift the weight onto the left side. The right knee comes up and in towards the chest. Pause. Exhale, press away. Push that energy away from you. Feel that strength and then inhale, pull in new energy. And then exhale, reach those right toes back in space. Strong within the torso. Squaring off those hips. Inhale, really reach through those right toes. Find your longest shape here. Find a little bit of a lift and then exhale, settle into it. You're feeling strong and connected within the lower body. On the exhale, press through that left heel. Lift the toes, forward fold. Here for 3. Here for 2. On 1, plant the front foot, drop the back heel, send the hips back, Skandasana. Energetic within the lower body, you're pushing, you're pulling through the feet, using that as your starting point. And then drag that left heel down into the earth, push through the right foot as you send your weight forward into half moon. Fingertips can come down to the earth, the block to start. Lifted through that right leg, right arm reaching up towards the sky. Feel that opening toward the right side of the room, shining the heart over into that space. Maybe the gaze follows. Maybe we're able to reach through those right fingertips nice and strong to lift the left hand off the earth for 3, for 2, and 1. Slow and with control, strong within the left foot, squaring the hips as the right hip drops to meet the left. Pausing here to feel integrated. Then press through that left foot, right knee up and in toward the chest. Whoop. Exhale, right foot comes down to meet the left. Inhale, big sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find your chair pose. Maximize how deep you can move into the ankles. How much can you bend through the knees? And then sit those hips back. Once you find your depth, arms reach up overhead, nice and strong, through the lower body, lifted through the spine. Here for 3, for 2, 1. Exhale, press to stand, hands come to heart center. Deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. One more deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. One more round. One more little add on. Enjoy the flow, enjoy the balance, the strength, everything you get from these movements. You know where we're going, you know where we've been. Deep inhale. One more to get us prepped and ready. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, we shift our weight into the right foot. The left knee comes up and in towards the chest. Exhale, we press that leg to straight. Keep it lifted, keep it strong. Inhale, pull it in. Breath to movement. Exhale. Warrior 3, crouching warrior. Engage within the back line of the body and then finding length. Lift in length. And then reach, reach, reach. Crescent lunge, we inhale. Find our integration, then we exhale, settle into it. Deep inhale. And on the exhale, press through that front right heel. Drop that left heel toward the earth and fold. Find your pyramid pose. Here for 3. Here for 2. On 1, plant the front foot, drop the back heel, Skandasana, back of the mat. Maybe sit a little bit lower here in this space. And then dig through that right heel, press through the sole of the left foot, come forward. Half moon, right hand to the earth. Left leg is lifted, long through the spine. Shoulders are down and away from the ears as we open up. Maybe the gaze lifts. Maybe the fingertips lift from the earth, using the strength of your core to stay strong and lifted for 3, for 2. On 1, square the hips. Drop that left hip to meet the right, warrior three. Inhale, left knee up and in towards the chest. And then on the exhale, left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Sit low into a figure four. Sit the hips nice and low. Again, you can grab a block, place it under your left hand or both hands to settle into this space. Find a bit of steadiness, a bit of stillness. 2 more breaths. Still lifted within the spine, long through the crown of the head, sitting low through the hips. Inhale, left knee up and in toward the chest. Exhale, left foot lowers. Last side, last round. Inhale, right knee up and in toward the chest. Exhale, press that leg to straight. Push that energy out and away, but stay strong here. Inhale, pull in new energy. Exhale, reach it back. Right toes lift long. Fingertips out in front of you. Feel a little lift within the back line of the body and then a reach. And then with that reach, we reach the right toes back, back, back. Inhale, crescent lunge, maybe a light lift out. Exhale, sink it low. On the exhale, dig through that front heel, lift the toes. Drop the chest and heart forward, reaching it towards the toes as the toes reach back to you. Plant the front foot, drop the back heel, send the hips back in low skandasana. Even if you're sitting lower in the space, you're still active within the lower body so that we can dig through that left heel, press through the right foot as we shift our weight forward into half moon. Right arm reaches up toward the sky. We're stacking the right hip on top of the left. Staying long through the spine and then strong through the torso as you reach the right fingertips up towards the sky for 3, for 2. On 1, we start to square the right hip to the left. Warrior 3. Inhale, right knee up and in towards the chest. And then exhale, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. Sink the hips low, figure 4. Hands can be wherever they need to be to encourage your space. You can have blocks out in front of you if you're sitting that low. You can stay really lifted. Find the sensation that works for you, that feels good for you here in this moment. The balance challenge comes from just being on one leg, so we're already there. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive through that left foot, right knee up and in towards the chest. Exhale, right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, nice and tall. Exhale, find your fold. Feel all that length, that space, that strength that you created within the lower body. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, let your head fall heavy. Grab opposite elbows, find ragdoll. Soft bend in the knees. Finding a heaviness through the spine. Support from the lower body as the hips continue to find a nice subtle lift toward the sky. And just take advantage of this opportunity to just settle into your breath. Just taking note of how this particular fold feels compared to the beginning of class. There are 3 more breaths. Go ahead and release opposite elbows, hands come down to the earth. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Feel nice and long within the spine, maybe straightening a little bit more through the lower body, feeling a nice long shape. Exhale, find your nice soft fold, and then bend the knees round and ripple nice and slow up to stand. Go ahead and take just a small step back away from the top of your mat. Take a breath or two. Go ahead and inhale high up onto the toes. Pause, and then exhale, keeping the spine nice and long. Slowly lower it down, all the way, finding toe stand. Pausing here once you settle onto the hips. Now it's just a quick moment to take crow pose if that's something that's in your practice. Otherwise, feel free to go ahead and meet us on our backs. So if you would like to take crow pose, go ahead and drive the knees up high, up into the upper part of the arm, into the armpits. Place the hands out in front of you, gripping onto the earth. Slowly shift your weight forward. Heels draw up and in towards your sit bones, gazing out in front of you, feeling a nice strong and lifted shape here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower feet down to the earth, hips down to the earth. Slowly make your way down and onto your back. Feel free to just kind of shift the knees side to side. Taking a moment for you. And then final little offerings here in class. You can take happy baby or plow pose. But wherever you choose to be, we'll be there for about 10 breaths or so. So feel free to take like 5 and 5, 5 breaths in happy baby. And then 5 extra breaths in plow pose. Or if one's really calling for you and you just want to hang out there, feel free to do just 1. Five more breaths. If you're staying in happy baby, feel free to bend and straighten each leg. Rock side to side. If you took plow pose, just take your time working your way into the space. Should feel nice and spacious within the lower body. You might have an easy time reaching those toes back behind you. Sometimes it takes a little extra breath or two to really settle into your shape. But within the next breath or so, slowly make your way to Shavasana. Let those legs extend long. Maybe even bring them a little bit wider on either end of the mat. Feel free to rest your hands on your torso, one on your chest, one on your belly. And just feeling a sense of openness. A sense of symmetry and stability within your body. Something that comes from exploring balance, exploring strength. Getting comfortable in the instability. And how those moments create growth within your body. Create confidence. Nudge your boundaries just a little bit. And exploring your boundaries. Please feel free to remain here in Shavasana for as long as you need. As always, I appreciate y'all for being here and practicing with me. If you enjoyed today's class, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on how you enjoyed today's flow and any recommendations for classes moving forward. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your day.